Afternoon, guys. So it's been a few days now since I did the hatch in the back step for the storage. Been absolutely bucking it down with rain today, so it's the Monday and it's literally the heavens have been opened. But door shut, windows open, which is great because the rain doesn't come in. The skylight's open just a fraction, just to try and get that humidity out. It's very sticky and muggy today. But so what have I been up to? So I started doing the kitchen. As I say start, I've carried on doing the kitchen. So the gas cupboard's here, underneath here. This is going to be a food storage cupboard, I'll show you in a second. And then I built a special area for my cool box, which is a 12 volt refrigerated cool box, compressor one. So I didn't want one of these freeway ones, so the 12 volt and the 240. We'll try and be as energy efficient as I can. So the 12 volt compressor fridge I got is an Alpicool. So I believe it is a 20 litre box, or around about that. So I like the cool boxes. When they're nice and cold, you lift the hatch up, the cold stays in, it doesn't come out like a fridge where it just falls out the door. In my personal thing anyway, I don't know if that's actually a thing, but that's what I always believe. So at least with that, open up the hatch, I can get in there. Eventually I will have to get a bigger one, so I've only got this one here just to see how it is. I've left enough space there to obviously increase it. So yeah, I'll give you a shot of that. Not finished yet, it's obviously work in progress. What else is there to update you on? Gas stove. So 2 seconds, just creep past. So last time I was I talked to you while I'm not there. So last time I was trying to fit this gas stove, it had a really weird connection piece on it. I was up and down to the builders, not builders, the gas merchants and stuff like that, trying to find the connection. Anyway, I eventually found a company, something a small company. I thought they just sold plumbing bits, as in like for water. Turns out they do gas, and quite a lot of it. Modern Tool Station and Screwfix, and I think it's Hayden's or something. Anyway, so that's that. That's the spanners. So what I managed to pick up is some bits. So the gas stove I had originally had. I'll take that off if I can get it off. Nope. Not about spanners. Okay, that's what I'm truly on there. So basically we got this and drop that. Okay, sorry, you can tell it's warm today. Alright, so this nut here, try that again. So this, like that. So that, if you can see that, came on there. So on this piece here from the stove, came round, the stove went into here, it came round, and then went onto there. Now there was a bit of orange hose connecting this to the bottle from the people I got it off. Obviously they got rid of the gas, they didn't want any gas in their van at all. I think they actually went for a little electric hob. Not sure, they were still building theirs, but they didn't want gas at all, so I jumped on the opportunity and getting it. So anyway, I was trying to find this connection. So this is a 15 to, I believe it is 2 seconds, I'll get my bearings right. So I think it's a 15 to maybe a 12 or a 13. I think maybe a 12 and a half. And then this smallest one here, I don't know if you can see that, the smallest one is actually 10. So I'm searching high and low for one of these, thinking if I can get one because it looks like it's been cut, that's slightly longer, then obviously I can join it with a normal compression fitting, so normal 10mm compression fitting. Can't get these. They've never seen one, so I don't know who made it or where it came from, but they're literally everywhere I went, they couldn't find it. Even looked online, and they were stumped. Some of them even said when I find one to go back and find out what the hell it was called. Anyway, that's been. So I found bugging me. This has been bugging me for ages. Eventually found a guy on YouTube. Can't think what his name is, but anyway, he's doing a Mercedes Sprinter on gas cupboards and plumbing and stuff like that. Took a screenshot. I took a picture on my phone off my tablet of the picture because he's got a stove very similar to mine, little gas 2-burner. So he showed one of these, but he didn't mention what it was for. All he mentioned was that you had to put a gas. Is it PTFE tape? So this is a gas one. All he mentioned is you have to put gas one in between it because of the threads. But he didn't actually mention what this connector was. Mentioned obviously about the reducer, which is a 10mm. I did get 8 as well because I do have a load of 8 piping as well, but I thought I'd go for 10. So it goes in there lovely like that. So turns out this connector here is actually a brass water connection. Not sure what the thread was. The guy did mention what it was. It just says P1 on it, but yeah, it's a water connector for plumbing. That goes on that. Obviously compression fitting down to a 10. The guy on YouTube did mention obviously about your copper olives. Now trying to find these locally is like ridiculous. Everywhere sells brass ones. The company I went to is called, I will name him because the guy in there was absolutely lovely. It's really helpful. His name is, the company's called Crosslinks. So yeah, really helpful. Kept going backwards and forwards trying to like get the connections and stuff like that. So yeah, that was really good. So I've got 10s, I know 8s. Why not, eh? So yeah, that's that connection. So that there goes onto the stove. We've got that, which is a 10mm. Obviously goes to this pipe here. And what I've done, so if you bear with me for a second, bear with me a second and I'll show you over here. Okay, welcome back. So what we've got here is where I've been doing my stove. So this connection here is originally the connector from the old gas cupboard. So obviously as you can see I've just sealed it up for now. I've got to seal the inside and I've got to put my dropout, which I've got here already. Anyway, this is 10mm. Doesn't need a reducer. That is a 10mm with a copper olive inside it. Obviously this is sealed and screwed down. The other side is, let me show you. So the other side I'm going to show you, I don't know if you can see that. So that's like a push fit for a gas. Obviously this is the cupboard, so I can get to all the plumbing bit here for the gas. So this is the kitchen so far. To show you the gas cupboard. So that's the gas cupboard over there. So I've recessed it back. My idea is to put a bin here, a shallow bin, because where the hell do you put a bin in one of these vans? So anyway, that's what's going to be there. It's going to be in front of that. Is just I'll get a little bin that I can move out of the way and stuff like that. So this is going to be the food cupboard. So obviously hollow bottom. So maybe a bit of storage underneath there. I'm not sure yet. Food, and then spin you around. So this is where my cool box is going to be. And obviously the plumbing underneath there for the wastewater. Now the fresh water will be coming underneath there as well, and it'll be coming up that corner there. This is a drawer. It's not finished yet. Show you. This is a drawer. So this is the drawer. I need to put some stays on there. So it's only going to come out, if I can hold it, 2 cents, there you go. So it's only going to come out so far, and it's literally just for tea towels, some knife and forks, utensils, stuff like that. So it's not very wide, but it is very deep. Give you an idea. Oop. This is a Lucas bottle, 380. That sits in, and it's actually like flush with that. So yeah, quite a deep drawer. The reason being is got cut out, and the sink and all the plumbing. So it is literally going to be a shadow drawer, trying to make the most of all the space. Like I said, that's not finished yet, so we'll come back to that and finish that at some point. But yeah, my van is looking an absolute mess. The missus kindly was up there sorting out all the old wallpapers and stuff like that, and all the paint and stuff. Yeah, excess of insulation. I clearly overbought. I worked out on one of these calculators online that I needed so much. I went and bought the sheets. I think it was like 8 sheets or 10 sheets. Yeah, I didn't need that many. I've still probably got enough quantity here because it's on this side as well. Probably enough side to do all down that end if I wanted to. I will be doing this bathroom at some point because, as you can see, this is an absolute tip. Gas bottles are just being stored in here for now. So yeah, this is a bin and other bits like that. Now I do have to do a little repair around the hatch there because it's running down the bodywork and going between the door frame and the wall, so it's leaking in from there. So I need to unscrew the door and do a repair there. But otherwise, apart from that, the van is bone dry. Bloody warm though. So yeah, it's all looking relatively absolute messy, and this is my workspace. This tiny little space is what I've been working in. But the cupboards up here are all good, so they're all working fine, as you can see. But yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update. Yeah, I did manage to pick up, not sure what that is yet. I did manage to pick up, let me see if I can zoom you in. So this here is grey 4-way stretch carpet. I managed to pick up from a boot market. Just spin you around. So I managed to pick up that 4-way stretch carpet, the light grey. So that's going to be for the cab area. So the cab carpet, I think they call it a tweed or something like that. It's like very like bubbly bits. There's like long straight bits. The adhesive in it, I think, is broken down because now if you touch it, it's like white powder everywhere. Gets in your hair. It's disgusting. So I managed to pick that up from the boot market. My favourite number, £2, and there's probably, I would say, a good 6 metre squares there. So there's plenty to do the cab. Now I did get some of this from B&Q. This is contact adhesive, so I'm going to try and use this, or if not, I do have some spray on adhesive for the plastic trims, because I know some of it's plastic and some of it's wood, depending on where it is. But you're gonna mess around with it and see which one sticks better. So I got that from the boot market. As my mum keeps on saying, favourite number is 2. I literally, like, everything bargains I picked up for like £2 has been unreal. But we'll get into that another day. So yeah, I've got that to go on the cab area because that's disgusting. Still got a lot of work there. So the exhaust is done. That's still hanging absolutely sweet. The van's running lovely. I did notice the other day that the pipe from this is the 2.5 diesel non-turbo. The pipe that goes from, I believe it's the engine to the the diesel fuel filter, big cylinder thing left on the side. You'll know these vans, you know what I'm on about. So I was looking underneath the engine bay and stuff like that. I noticed that right where the Jubilee clip is, I do have some of them here as well. Nope, that's another plan. Anyway, I do have some here somewhere. So some Jubilee clips, I think they're over there actually. So it was split. It's split all the way past the Jubilee to the point where the filter bit goes into the pipe is almost exposed. So picked this up from B&Q, not B&Q, Halfords. £5.40 for a metre. It's 10 mil. I did have a look on the talbot Facebook page. There was a guy, same question, funny enough. Same van, same engine. So yeah, great little page. a lot of people know a lot of stuff about these vans, and without that page, to be honest, it's you'd be scratching your head for most of it. Anyway, so I've got this that I need to replace at some point. Apart from the van is, well, the van still runs lovely. It's not quite gone all the way down, but it's splitting. So that's a meter of that. So I'm going to replace both bits, because the other side is the old, I think it's like a cloth covered one. That looks like it's seen better days, so I'm going to do that anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an update. As you see, the roof is still up. I'm not surprised. I mean, I did build it and not being big-headed, but I wanted to over-engineer it. You know what I mean, with the up and then the two T's to spread the load, and also to give it that bit of rigidity upwards, if you know what I mean. So that's all good. This is all good. This is all solid. As you know, I couldn't quite get the right curve on this at the back here. It was a really tight curve, and I just couldn't get this 3.6mm ply to bend, the small piece to bend that much. But it's got a curve, and the front is well and truly curved. So yeah, not much else, to be honest, has changed. That's some bits for the kitchen. Oh, did pick up. Oh. Did pick up one of these, so this is going to be a future job. Now, my fresh water tank, the spout on that thing, one of these. The cap I have is just one of these, I guess it's like an emergency temporary fuel one. So it literally just pushes in. Don't like that idea at all. The only way you can get it out is actually by with a screwdriver, like in the gap, and putting it out. So purchased a new one with keys from the great AliExpress. That was, it was eye-watering. I think it was about a £5. So not a lot. And it's white, whereas the other one's black. So hopefully it's going to make it look better. Obviously a circuit breaker for when I do the ledger batteries in this. What else is there? That needs to stay in there. You don't need to see that yet. That's a plan for the kitchen. I was going to show you this for another update. So, my wastewater for down there. You remember on an earlier video, I was looking at the tap and the tap just fell out of my hand. So obviously I've connected this hose from the sink down, removed all the one from there. I do have to put a patch on the tank with that. So I will be doing that at some point in the near future. Anyway, the tap on that side it fell apart. It fell off and it fell apart. So I'm not going to clip this all the way in because it is an absolute pig to try and undo it. So I was on AliExpress and they had this connector here with this bracket. So it needs to put a couple of holes in it. But the idea is to get that screwed up like that. Like I said, I'm not going to clip it in because it isn't easy to get it off. Get that drilled and screwed up into the bodywork. The hose, I'm thinking I might have to put a reducer on the hose. It looks like quite a large hose. But I'm going to look into that. To be honest, it's seen better days anyway. And then this has got a little twisty knob, a little valve to open and close it. The good news is about this is if I wanted to, I can then put an additional hose pipe to this and extend my grey water away to a distance. So if I'm not quite close enough to, I don't know what you call it, the dumping spot or the drain, or I don't know what you call them in these sites. I've never been to one of these sites, so I don't know what the actual name is. Put it in the comments if you know. Give me some education about it. But yeah, just for clip it on, extend it, and then that way I don't have to get close enough to it, or worse off, put one of these what's these water tanks called? Not the water hog, the big long flat one. Anyway, I've seen them. I don't know what they're called. So yeah, just an idea. If you like that idea, drop it in the comments. The so yeah, all these little bits and pieces, trying to make the van look better and make it more functioning. There you go. Found the Jubilee clips. We had some new battery terminals, solar power connectors. Yeah. So I tell you what, if you've never done a van, and this is not me blowing my own trumpet here. Yeah. The gas drop there, the gas drop house. If you've never built a van before, as in restored one like this, I tell you what, it's enough a life lesson. So obviously, I'm a tinkerer. I've played around with cars for a long time. Never done a mechanics degree or anything like that, just tinkered. But yeah, I mean, I like building things like, you know what I mean, I built some sheds out of waste material. Just like being, you know what I mean, just, I don't like wastage. But I tell you what, getting this and doing this, at first it was really daunting. Like, I mean, it's like, really? I mean, how far did it go? I mean, you probably remember this whole wall came away to the point where you saw sunlight from the inside. All these battens, everything was rotten on this side. The roof, my God! When I took the cupboards down, they screwed straight through the aluminium skin on the roof. I mean, it's. I went back to my auntie and I said to my auntie, I said, look, I said, she asked me how I was getting on with the van, and I said, you know, I said, they screwed through the roof, and she couldn't believe it. She said that my uncle Dan, obviously, if he would still be around, it's he would have been absolutely like pulling his hair out. I mean, she said it would have been too much work for him to do this van. Probably explains why it was parked up in a secure lockup. He probably did realise that, just didn't say anything. But it's rewarding, stressful. I've had to learn I've had to learn quite a bit about different things and be creative on different things. So I can't wallpaper. I've done wallpapering. Yes, it's not perfect, and any paint and decorators out there, don't judge me, okay? I've done woodworking. I'm trying to reuse as much as I can. You know what I mean? Make it look nice, and make it functional. Obviously the framework, the insulation, find out what adhesives go with what adhesives, which ones you can't use, sealants you can't use, which ones you can use. One thing you probably didn't see in one of the videos, I don't think I actually got it on video. So I was told to try. Let's get a bit of insulation. I was told to try and use spray adhesive on this to stick it to the aluminium sheet. So I had a couple of cans that came with the van that were just laying around, and I used them, and they were absolutely perfect. They sprayed out like a really thick sticky glue. Absolutely fine, because they actually stuck to it. I went and bought some from, can't remember where it was. Anyway, I went and bought some from somewhere else, and it wasn't, it definitely wasn't the same. So I sprayed it to the insulation first, and it melted it. It literally just dissolved it. So what I ended up doing, because I think this other stuff I used, I don't know if you can get it anymore or what, but I couldn't find it. I ended up using basically a sealant, not silicone. So I used a hybrid polymer. So that is basically the same as the brand was Sikaflex. So I ended up using that, but a cheaper one. But it was still the hybrid polymer, because it's only to hold the pieces together, if you know what I mean. It wasn't actually making a seal, it was just holding it together. So I've done all that all the way through anyway. Obviously, apart from I think it's about halfway down this wall that the original spray ones did. So yeah, it's sorry, I get these moments where my mind goes blank. I've got a lot to do in the next well, hopefully the next couple of weeks. Going to be at this kitchen all this week. And I want to start this bathroom this week as well, get that wall done and get the toilet back in. I've had a request of a friend of mine who's been following me on YouTube. He sent me a message on Facebook, and he said that I've got to video myself cleaning that toilet. So that video will be coming up at some point. I have bought my they're like a black marigold from Home Bargains, so they come up to about here. I will be using some P3 masks and some goggles, just in case any splash. I don't want to get any infections or anything like that, and certainly don't want it in my mouth. So I will be videoing that, and I will put a thing up to say, look, if you don't want to see this, or I might just do it as its own little video, so it might only be 5 minutes long or whatever, but I might just keep it separate so that way anyone that doesn't want to watch it doesn't watch it. Because I got a funny feeling I'm going to be gagging if not. Sorry, it's making me feel sick thinking about it. Might end up being sick, so I'll keep that as a separate video. But yeah, I'm going to try and get a lot done in the next week. Also, like I said, this kitchen is coming along. The back steps done. Number plates work. Sorry, number plate lights are all wired up and they all work. The locks are all good. The question for you guys, actually. So I know there's some guys on here that love these vans, probably more than their wives. Don't know, hear that. So the original wiring that runs from the driver's side down where the trim is and the handbrake, it runs underneath the silver chassis on the right hand side, cuts all the way across the frame and comes over to the passenger side, then came through. So when it came through, it was just wired onto all these like zig connectors and stuff like that. So the zig one is a mains to 12 volt charge. Sorry about that. The camera had done a 20-minute video and then stopped, so back at it. So what I was saying was the wiring from that came down here. So there's a blue and white wire that's when the van's running it's to 12.5 volt. When the van's off it's at like 0.7 volts. So I'm guessing it's like a basic split charger. There's a relay. I've traced it back, so there's a relay behind the battery, like a little red relay. I'm thinking about just disconnecting it, or maybe utilising it for something else. I thought maybe a cigarette lighter, but there's going to be other like loads of sockets in here already. If you guys can think of any ideas what I could use it for, rather than just isolate it and just leave it, let me know. I was waffling on about something else for quite a while actually. I didn't realise the camera had stopped recording. It's just my luck, eh? But anyway, another part I think I mentioned, I can't remember if I did mention it or it's already been recorded, but do you prefer actually me setting the camera up and then watching me do the work to see how it goes, it all sped up, or do you prefer me just doing it and coming back to you and just saying, look, this is what I've done, this is how I've done it? Yeah, let me know in the comments on that one, because I did that originally. I don't have a lot of room now. Regarding this kitchen, I am literally making this up as I go. So like the step, the little flap out the back, I've recorded that. You can see me obviously cutting it and everything else, the aluminium. You didn't see me fitting it. I was with the missus, and she was giving me a hand with that one, putting a little touch on it. But you did see me come back and put the locks in. So where I have the space, it's good to set it up. You mean so you can like speed it up and so you'll watch it that way. When I'm making things up like this, a bit more difficult. A lot of trial and error, a lot of cuts, a lot of wood that's just slung out, and so like for example this gas box. When I've done this, I built this, all this wood here. So So what I did is under the gas connector for the where I was going to use the original hose, because like I said, I couldn't find these connectors. This is actually like a little ramp that I made to go down into the gas box. So obviously gas is heavier than air, so it always flows at its lowest point. So I thought, build a little ramp, enclosed ramp. Gas, if it leaks, goes down into the bot, straight down to the bottom, and then through the dropout point at the bottom. Turns out, obviously, I've done a bit more research. Gas box needs to be completely sealed. So this evening I cut out the wood a bit more, put a new lid in it. Obviously that's when I put this connector on it. Obviously, as you know, I already got these. Got them. It was yesterday or the day before. So I've taken this out, not needed. But I think I recorded myself doing this, I can't remember. But I don't want you to go back to see me do something and then let a video change it again. So it's up to you guys what you prefer to see. I did show you this being made. Same scenario. The camera got to 20 minutes and then stopped. I do need to get another camera. This is literally taking up all the spare funds I have, so gonna have to make do. Unless you drop a like and a subscribe, and then share the hell out of this video, because the more people may be able to get some funding, or maybe some sponsorship for maybe a camera place that will actually give me a camera to trial and what's the word, review. I can certainly talk for Britain. Anyway, yeah, so there's a lot to be done. I'm going to try and get a lot done in the next couple of weeks. Mainly this, that, cleared out, ready for then I can start doing the tinkering with the electrics, which is another thing I've got to learn. The old man's a Sparky, so he'll be getting plenty of phone calls on that one. So the mains is I'll be calling him 12 volt. I'm good with 12 volt. Like I said, I've been tinkering with cars for a long time. Plus, if you get an electric shock from 12 volt, it only tickles for a few minutes, whereas for mains is yeah, it might be a permanent one. So yeah, plumbing. I need to get the pump. I also need to get the tank cleaned out. Now, I have no idea what's been in that tank. I've had a look about trying to get it off. Smack in the middle of the van. It looks like if I start undoing the brackets, I think they're just going to snap and fall off. They are well and truly, the heads on those brackets are completely gone on the bolts. So, any ideas on the best way to clean that tank? Obviously there's me, my wife and two little boys. I don't want, not any of us getting ill. Obviously I already have an illness. I don't want any more. If there's any way of cleaning that without removing it, so any chemicals, like really strong chemicals, that obviously not going to melt it, let me know in the comments, because I've tried Googling it, tried YouTubing it, and it's the same stuff. Like some people try and say use Milton, which is like if I remember right, it's a sterilising liquid for a bottle, which is great if you want to kill bacteria and stuff. But if there's any dirt in there, I want to get the dirt out. You may at least try and dissolve the dirt to get it out. So if you guys know any cleaning stuff that you can say, hands on the heart, it will literally break down any dirt that's in there and actually get it out, like free it up to be able to use a hose pipe to get it out. Let me know, because I'm new to that one. I'm sure you guys have been doing this a lot longer than me. So yeah, the rest of it is good because I'm replacing all the rest of the piping. The pump's already off, so I can dismantle that and clean that up. It's just that tank. Don't really want to replace the tank and all the brackets if it can be repurposed and reused. Like, not repurposed, but like cleaned and reused. Yeah, the other option is by maybe getting a small tank in here just for drinking, or bottled water. Just means more storage, more places to store water and stuff. Would be nice to have it all in the same system. But let me know what you guys think. But on that note, I'm going to go. The missus already asked me to go in. It's nearly 7 o'clock. I will be back out here tomorrow. Yeah, nearly 7 o'clock. I will be back out here tomorrow. Cracking on a bit more of this. I'm only going to get to a certain point. I'm going to leave the missus to paint it. So I will get her to, I will be sitting there with the camera watching her paint. So yeah, that will be done at some point. So painting, it's not far from that. Need to crack on with this. Toilet is next in, I think. It's that bloody toilet. I swear it down. Every time I think about cleaning it, my stomach turns. Oh shit. And I've got to do it. I've got to do it. Okay. At some point I will be cleaning that toilet. At some point I will be cleaning that toilet. Need to repair the quarter. I think it's just the ply. It's got damp. It's got a bit manky. I'm going to cut it out. Check the battens. If the battens need replacing for the frame, I'll replace them, and then I'll seal it all up on the outside with some Sikaflex. Get it all screwed and then panelled, and then once that's done, then that room can then sort of be stripped out and cleaned and decorated. I do have some ideas in there, which is going to be quite cool. And no, there's not a shower going back in there, and there's not a sink going back in there. I don't know why you'd have a sink there and 3 foot away have another sink. You're playing with more water, with more power, more strain on the pump, more places for it to leak. So yeah, one sink, one waste, job done. Shower. I mean, literally these vans are wood and metal. Water rots wood and it rusts metal. I have got a solar shower for any van, which I originally purchased a few years ago before I even got this van. Just gonna hang that up on the outside. Gonna literally fill it up, hang it on the outside. If I have to, look at getting a one of these shower tents. I believe you can get them quite tall, narrow tents that you just hang a shower in, just to clean yourself. Plus, that's just like the worst case scenario. Most sites have showers these days, and I hear they're very clean, so it's results. So yeah, there won't be a sink going in there or a shower. There's no shower tray. It's literally going to be a toilet. Mirrors are staying in there, just in case me and the missus are on a campsite and we want to go for a family meal. She might want to put some wall makeup on or something along those lines. Not that she needs it, but women are women. The skylights I still need to finish. So I need a handle. Little windy handle. If anyone knows where I can get one handle for one of these, let me know. I've looked online and I can't find any. I've got 2, bathroom one's missing. So if you guys can suggest where I can get one of them from, I'll be most grateful. Also, let me show you something. Going up, gonna go up. I'll have to hold it there for you. Okay, so you see these skylights here. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Okay, so these skylights here, it looks like they used to be like an inner trim to them. Does that make sense? Looks like they used to be like here, you can see. Looks like they used to be like an inner skin or something. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know what used to be there. I mean, they seem to be fine. They don't leak in or anything like that. Let me know. Oop, wrong way. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you know what's supposed to be on there. It doesn't affect it at all. Don't know if it's something that I can put, like, replace and put on that, if you know what I mean. But definitely the handle. If you know where I can get the handle from without paying for the backside for one, let me know. If anyone's good with a 3D printer, if you know where the file is, I do have a niece that has a 3D printer and she likes playing around with it. So it's if you know where I can get the file from, I can get her to print me one off for it. But yeah, it's like a circle with a flat spot on it for the bit. But cool. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Otherwise I'd be out here all night talking. Have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to do basically like a universal ending to all these sections. So if you're enjoying this so far, please like and subscribe and share. It does help. and comment any questions or anything that you're that you're interested in, or if there's something that I've got or I've managed to source and you're interested to know where I've got it from. Just drop it in the comments. I'll be glad to reply to them all. But yeah, like, subscribe, and hope you enjoy the next part. See you soon.